Hello, everybody. Welcome to a critically average adventure, and welcome to this moist, clammy, humid corridor that we like to call Out the Cold. It's a D&D 5e campaign. I'm playing with my friends, and these are my friends. You find yourselves... Raise the hands.
You're dying. This is my fault.
You find... No, it's all of your faults that you find yourself in this location. It's because you said, I open the box. And then Muraruk said, I will assist. And then Sir Van Arden said, I will... Was it guidance, I believe you cast?
It was a guidance. It was the emboldening bond. It was just it was.
Yeah, and well, it happened,
fail.
and you were dexterous enough to figure out this puzzle box, and from the top mast of the crow's nest of Les Bapons, you were suddenly transported, unfolded into, maybe is the best way to describe it, a dead-end corridor. The space that you sit, you can see 30 feet away, you can see a T-junction. You are on your feet. You can't see your feet. There is a cloying mist. You can't, because you're using dark vision. Most of you here, well, all of you here are using dark vision. You can't make out any colors of it, but it hangs in that kind of grey toning around your feet. To either side are stone walls, and to your backs is a stone wall, and there is a stone. Well, it feels like kind of where your feet are right now feels like stone, but it's like gritty, maybe like the floor beneath your feet, but you can't see where your feet are, and it comes up to about your shins for you, Muraruk, slightly lower down, obviously around the ankle sort of thing, with the elongated bugbear physiology. Anatomy, physiology, either one would do.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, what do you do, my friends?
And we don't have our paladin with us, do we?
No. You don't?
Also, I have a new spellbook.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Very, very pretty. Oh, we like a lot.
It's golden, like it's golden on the
So,
Well,
what?
What you actually hold in your hand now is like a sheet of black glass.
Is it like a map?
It's unfolded, and what you can kind of see is it's really hard to see in this light, but even just every now and then you get the right angle at it and it hits that reflection with your dark vision. You can see like fold lines in it.
We tried to refold it and it didn't work, so
No.
that could it be like pathways or something like that?
It looks more geodesic in the form of folds rather than a map.
Like an unfolded Rubik's Cube.
Yeah, like an unfolded piece of origami.
Yeah, Nyala is mortified. Like she's just looking around, like absolutely mortified.
Well, I'm guessing the only way out is through.
It would appear so.
And the question is, do we just wait here in this dead end for a little bit and just gather our wits? Or do we just crack on?
I vote stay here for a little while so you can recover, gain some strength, and then we can push on. I can watch.
It's been so long.
I cannot hear you.
I
It's
will allow
been
you to take a short rest here. It does appear safe enough to take a short rest, so you can roll any hit dice that you wish to and recover any abilities that refresh on a short rest, folks. So
Okie dokie. Short rest time.
sorry, Nala, for interrupting. I was on mute and I did not realise it was the dog. The dog has decided, well, to be ever strange.
Alright, how many hit dice am I going to need to do this?
It's one thing I wish D&D Beyond had like a dash
uh
for DM.
what's the
That you
feature
could have,
called?
I could have open here and choose what features I'd love to see. So I would love to see your passives, your hit points, and have that all like on a little dashboard where I can like just easily go and then your rolls appear beneath or something like that. You know, like
I
a little-
mean, it's possible in an encounter builder,
yeah.
but
I
then
mean,
you'd have to set up an encounter builder for literally every time you want to
always,
use it.
yeah. But that only does hit points anyway. It doesn't show you.
There's passives.
Does it
Does
show
passives.
passives in the character builder? Oh, okay, cool.
I would like to use Arcane Recovery for some spell slots, but I never actually quite understand how it works. It said you've learned to regain some of your magical energy by studying your spell book. Once per day, when you finish a short rest, you can choose expend spell slot to recover. Spell slot can
So
have a
basically
combined
up to
level.
4th level, yeah. So you can either recover 1 4th level, 2 second levels,
Or for
or 4 first levels, or 1 third level and a first level.
it's
Okay.
got to add up
Or
to
1 second level and 2 first levels, or
Yeah.
whatever combination of those, as long as it doesn't go over 4 spells, like a spell slot
4
equivalent to
levels
4.
of spell.
Okay, so for level 2, it would be like
2 levels, 2 level 2s, yeah.
okay.
So
Recover that.
however you do that in whatever combination you want to do that is how you can do that.
Okay, that's all I wanted to do. Thanks.
That's all right.
It just gets a bit fuzzy.
While you've all are resting, can you describe how it looks? What I need to know your physicality, your physical positions.
I whack out the flavor. I whack out like a healer's kit, and I'm just like dabbing ointments on bruises and like just tightening some bandages here and there where there's scratches and gashes, and just like checking on Rook, and because he had a bit of a rough bout in
crab.
Mother Edenic, the giant crab.
I can't remember
Um,
why. Sorry to interrupt. I can't remember why, but I took a long rest at the end of last session. I can't remember what for.
Because of the flask.
Oh
Yes.
yeah,
Yeah, you got
Yes.
Yes.
you got all your
I'm
hit
good.
points back.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good.
Yeah, no, you should
Yeah.
be fine then. Yeah.
You see that Rook is actually looking.
Yeah, he's actually pretty healthy. He's probably the
Yeah.
healthiest of all of us.
Pristine.
He looks less Iggy Pop now, like the muscles, like that. You know, he
He
doesn't
got
have
full
that
on
kind of.
greater restoration.
Yeah, he's kind of more like I don't know, more like a Peter Andre now.
Oh dear.
Like old school Peter Andre or
We're
current
talking,
Peter
we're
Andre?
talking, we're talking old school. Peter
Okay.
Andre, in the shorts, in the sea.
So
Well, no, you can choose your muscly man. Who do you look like, Rook?
You put me on the spot here.
Apollo
Which
Creed.
Reed. And Tom Hardy.
More Tom Hardy. Okay, we're happy with him. I love a bit of Tom Hardy.
First one that came to
Who
mind.
doesn't? I mean, who doesn't?
Is it Bronson era Tom Hardy with that mustache, or
Always.
Um, yeah. So, Rook, can you tell me how you rest? You don't need to rest. So you're kind of keeping the watch. Are you here?
Yeah, so kind of knowing that there's only kind of one way to go, Rook's gonna kind of just kneel in this kind of little like shallow
Fog.
pool at the bottom. And kind of just have Smashy, but kind of in one hand, but kind of under, kind of so that it's like submerged.
Yeah, in the fog, kind of.
Yeah, in the fog. And kind of just kind of knelt down.
Are you crouching or kneeling down?
Kneeling down.
Yeah, so like one leg on, one knee down.
Both knees.
Both knees. Oh,
Both knees.
okay.
Almost like in like a meditative position.
Like
Yeah.
the Japanese sitting?
Yeah, like
Yeah.
sitting on your feet kind of thing. Oh yeah. Rook, as you put your knees down and then kind of fall onto them, like lower yourself down in whatever way. There is a distinctive crunch sound underneath your knees.
Oh no!
That's just my knees.
Not
You're
now.
not-
You're not old man Rook. No,
Oh,
more.
yeah, no,
you're
no,
no
not.
longer,
I
you're
am
no longer
young
arthritic
whippersnapper.
Rook.
Young whippersnapper Rook.
You got fresh, supple joints.
You're young and limber.
Oh, I'm gonna kind of with my free hand kind of put it on the floor, see what's down there.
You feel writhing, wiggling,
I'm gonna kind of
falling all over. A selection of strange, slime-covered beetles and creatures slither through your fingers and drop to the floor.
Oh god.
resume the position, and
Oh
I am
no!
going to kind of be on alert for anything that would approach.
Mm-hmm. Can you make me a perception check with disadvantage, please?
Of course I can. Uh, 21.
21. You hear the sound of stone on stone moving.
Mhm.
It makes like a and then stops. You also can just hear this kind of there's kind of, you can now hear that kind of now your breath is calm and you're you brought yourself to a reasonable level of quietness in yourself. You can hear the constant movement of these creatures beneath you. And you kind of get the feeling that there are like the corridor ahead is, it seems to like be perforated, like it's got spaces. You can hear the sound of the echoing and your breath. It doesn't sound, the echo doesn't quite sound right. Let's put it that way. That's the best way to describe it. Like you would expect it to kind of bounce quite a lot as you know off these solid stone walls, but it feels like it's almost like I don't know, like there might be holes or something in this space as well.
Okay.
Nyala, can you tell me how you rest and how does your arcane recovery look? How you kind of open the spell book, I'm guessing, and
Yeah, so she's opened the book, but at the moment, so with everything that has been happening and the revelation that have been happening too, it's starting to get a lot on the mind. So at the moment, she's just like face towards a wall and completely shut herself from everyone. And what the author could actually hear from her is like small muttering, as if she was reciting a spell book. It's something to try to ground herself, not to lose her mind just yet.
yeah, those familiar words bring you a sense of comfort. You've read them so many times and recited them in different orders and structures to kind of embed them in your mind for the day's casting. And even though they seem familiar, the problem with spells is they have a tendency to want to slip out from you, and that's why you must study it every time, and repeat it as a wizard. You've always found it especially difficult to kind of embed them in your mind, and it takes a lot of practice for Nyala's brain to hold these words. Yeah, you are short rested. What would you like to do?
It's kind of creepy when you think about it, because like you have the sound of the bugs down, and then you have the creepy whispering at the back.
Yeah,
There's just someone face towards a wall looking at a book. Like
So yeah, you hear these things. The other two are practicing resting and healing themselves. Yeah, you are now short rested, folks. What would you like to do?
Are you ready?
Careful.
no.
There's something not right about the road ahead.
I mean, I could have told you that for free.
Just beware of the sides.
Okay.
The walls don't seem solid. As in, there might be some form of holes in them. They're not complete. Stay behind me. I can take the most hits. I can soak up the most. If I need you to shoot forwards, I'll let you know. But we do this together, the three of us. There's no turning back, because there is nowhere to turn. Figure out where the fuck we are, and we get out. Agreed?
Agreed.
Yeah. I'll just try not to turn them out, but yeah.
One little sip from a flask, and I feel like I'm back in my general days.
Why don't you distract me a little and just tell us about your days? Because right now I think the silence is going to kill me.
You think what's going to kill you?
The silence.
Silence. What would you like to hear about my general days?
I don't know, anything you can tell me, honestly, because right now I'm quite freaking out and I don't know how to calm down efficiently.
What about the siege of Rylon? It was me and 33 of my best men. We were sent on a covert undercover role to infiltrate this opposition stronghold and make their leader yield. Probably one of the greatest victories that I've ever done. Yes, we lost a few, but if it hadn't have been for this, he holds up Smashy, we would have lost a hell of a lot more.
You didn't always
managed
have Smashy.
Did I not? What
No,
was I?
Smashy came from Zimrica.
Yes, he did. Spear. It was the spear. Retcon.
Mhm.
If it hadn't have been for if it hadn't have been for this spear, let's just say a lot of more men would have died.
Yeah, I remember you're quite talented with the spear and the javelin and the thing.
Look.
Okay.
Good to know some of it is coming back to you.
He's going to kind of kneel in front of Nyala. Yes, it isn't. Good to know. Stick with me, little one. We will be okay. I promise you.
Yeah. Rook, you find your thumb on that spear. It's almost like subconscious that you're doing it. But you can feel your thumb and your hand sort of sliding down the the haft of it, you find yourself counting notches.
Would you like to see something? Yeah.
Sure.
Something that I've not even shared with you. You kind of in the very, very small space we have.
Yeah, yeah.
I'll hold it. Kind of. Every one of these little notches on this spear.
Roll 3d100.
3D. Fuck, okay.
Jesus.
58. 29. And 51.
138 notches.
Every one of these, 138 notches. Is someone that I saved that day. Normal people, they record their kills or captives. This to me is more personal. 138 people could have died that day. They didn't because of this spear. When we get out of here, 2 more can be added.
Yeah. I always hated all the stories about like knights and people protecting like a damsel in distress kind of girl thing. I never liked it. At the moment, but really, really don't mind having a knight in shiny armor.
I mean,
Well,
not-
more of like fur.
Furry armor.
I was gonna
Yeah.
say, I mean, despite his more rejuvenated appearance, it's not exactly shiny.
Glossy, maybe.
You don't
Remember
know
your-
anything about fur. You're human. Fucking human.
I know, right?
Yeah.
I've never seen this man do a hair care plan.
When your hair is this, sorry, when your fur is this naturally beautiful, you don't need to.
Yeah.
Mm,
Right,
I've seen you on fire multiple times.
I'm aware.
Right. Lead the way
Next
then,
week.
Captain.
Hey, I'm the captain. He's general. You?
Private.
Yeah.
Okay, can I have a marching order? I'm guessing Rook, we're up front.
Yep.
Be at the back. I mean,
So,
squish.
Arden, and then Yala. Now, Rook,
Mhm.
are you moving your movement speed? Your 30 feet,
40 feet.
40 feet. So it's 30 feet to the end of the corridor.
Yeah. Sorry, I'll be moving the speed of which the slowest person is.
Okay. Okay, so you edge along this corridor. Okay. Can you make me, all of you, deck saves, please?
Oh,
It's
no.
sake. Traps! What's the barbarian in the front?
I can't
Right.
see it, can I?
No. Oh, with disadvantage, in fact, actually.
With disadvantage?
Yes.
Sorry, straight roll. But what's the first roll?
17.
My first roll. Like, do we still have emboldening on?
Sorry?
No, it'll have Yeah, no, it'll be gone.
No,
now.
Yeah.
because you've short rested.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm going to use a charge on my ring.
Okay. What do you get
I've
on?
only got 16. I've only got 2 more uses of emboldening bond, so I'm
Okay.
gonna
And Rook
save
was
them.
17. The other was a straight pass because of the ring.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Rook, your feet start to sink beneath the smoke, beneath this fog, and you have to run. You kind of start sinking, and you'll feel like your legs are getting sucked down. You can sort of smell a burning smell, and each of you then kind of are the same, and you kind of run forwards to the end of the corridor and stand in this T junction. At the kind of precipice of this T junction.
Okay.
We stopped sinking at that point.
Yeah, your feet go on solid stone again.
Right. I think we need to be a little bit more careful moving forward
Possibly,
and
yes.
just keep an eye out.
Quiet.
Well, no, not no.
Not yet.
We don't even know what this fog is. If it's flammable, we'll all go up in flames.
Yeah, the fog is laying, not the flog is. I don't know what the other word was going to be. The fog is laying quite deep still. Wherever you are in this space, it covers the floor, so you can't see what you stood on.
Considering this is the blind leading the blind here. Don't laugh. And 10-foot pole comes out. Blind people are constantly wandering in the dark, and they use a stick ahead of them to find obstructions. Hand it over to Rook. You've got the largest reach. Maybe just wave it around in front of us a little bit. Just test the ground, check the walls. Something's going to trigger. It'll trigger ahead of us rather than on us.
Sounds good to me.
I mean, technically, Alden, with his height, he actually has less. You actually have to be small to have more.
He has 10-foot reach, and he has a 10-foot pole.
10-foot reach with a 10-foot pole.
Yeah, I know, but I mean, like, sorry, a bit
Angle,
OC right now,
I know.
like, yeah, angle and things like Rook
Yeah.
is taller than us, so he has less.
Pythagoras, all
actually.
right.
Pythagoras.
We're not Pythagoras.
A squared plus B squared equals C squared. It's all relative, right? It works out the same.
If you want to do that much math,
No,
No.
I'm happy for you.
I could
to
be
tell
playing
me
different
the answer.
systems.
How far
We
can he
could play-
reach? 75 feet, Pete, with a 10-foot pole. Oh, okay, yeah, fine. That's fine.
Makes
That's
perfect
Pythagoras for you.
sense.
Yeah. So, left or right, folks?
I don't know. What do we see any kind of differences?
You see that the corridor is kind of curved, so you can't see far along it.
Right, I'm going to roll a d20. Below 10 is left. No, not 9 and below left, 10 and above right. Okay.
Yeah.
Actually,
Rollies!
now I was going actually to tap
Steve.
Rook's shoulder, like,
Right.
the thing you took from the lich, you think maybe it could help us here? Rook, come on, don't do that now. No secrets, please.
You need to promise me that you won't judge me.
I would judge you if you were a lich, but you're not.
I'm not a lich now. He's going to pull out the mask.
Before
Right,
you
right.
hang
Hold it up.
a piece of skin. No eyes, just tattered round the edges, The mouth hangs limp and distorted. It has a presence about this that it looks like at any point that mask is going to talk.
Put that thing away right now.
No. Hold on.
No. Yala.
No, shush.
No, hold it both ways.
Yeah,
Okay.
exactly.
Any reaction from either way?
That is the mask of Alaviska.
Oh, so you're pointing it at the directions?
Yeah.
No.
That thing will not
Straight
help
back in the
us.
pocket.
Keep it hidden. If you intend on keeping it, keep it hidden.
It's away.
And far away from me.
And for God's sake, Rook, don't trust anything it says if it does start speaking to you.
Oh,
If anything is speaking to you.
Rook, when you slip back in your pocket, that familiar kind of teeth grinding feeling.
ignore it. Give it to myself.
Right. Let's go right.
Hold on. 1 second. I need to try something. Nyala,
Mm.
close your eyes.
What?
Trust me. Close your eyes.
Nothing's going to happen.
No, nothing is going to happen.
Okay.
No, I trust you the most. Kind of mouth to Arden. Can you feel anything from either way? Any inkling as to which way to go? You are the wisest of us, smartest of us. Reach out with your mind. Which way do you think we should go?
Can I make an arcana check?
You can make an arcana check.
While she's got
Okay.
her eyes closed, Rook kind of looks at Arden just.
Fuck's sake.
16. Okay. When you kind of
Yeah, an 11, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's an 11.
11. Sorry, I thought you said 16. Sorry, I misheard. You feel that you are trespassing. Magically trespassing. Something that is magically tied to someone else. To something else. But you can't put your finger on it at all.
Okay. Okay.
And no direction seems better or worse. You can just feel the kind of every time you shift your weight, you feel your pads crush bugs beneath you.
I have an idea. I just lick my finger and hold it out, head down the passage, and see if I can feel the draft going either way.
Do you?
I'm assuming that Nyala said couldn't feel either way.
You
I'm
feel
not
a
feeling
gust
anything.
of wind. Just a sudden gust. And can you all make me perception checks on top of that? A group perception check.
Not
Oh.
20, 28?
15.
Well, okay, it's gone through with a nat 20. I'm thinking, beautiful. It coincides with slightly previously. You hear a similar sound, Rook, that you've heard before, like a rumbling stone on stone sound, and then you get a gust of wind.
Okay.
Where's it coming
So-
from?
It comes from so if you've got your back to the passage you entered in, it's to the right, kind of curving off around that way.
That way.
Okay, well then ignore me. Let's go left.
What?
That's right. That's my right hand.
If there is something living that way, let's go the opposite way. Nothing down here is going to be helpful.
Here's a fair point.
Can I use my actually my smell to see if I can smell something like if there is living being and there is the gust of wind, movement and all? Could it be a smell?
Yeah, the smell from the waft of air smell kind of stale, like rotten. But when you do turn your head left to where Arden suggests to go, you smell like it's like vegetation. You can smell that kind of almost like a leaf mulch kind of smell coming from that direction, where the air wasn't pushed from, but from the right you smell this kind of rot smell. Like, your nose is quite sensitive, so you can distinguish the difference between these smells. But it's kind of like to the left it's rot and vegetation. This way just rot.
Always follow your nose.
I might be right on this one.
Left it is. After you, Rook.
Gonna kind of walk with his spear, kind of about yay far off the floor.
Yeah.
I could get a blind game.
Oh yeah. So you're kind of tapping out as you move.
I would, yeah, I'd tap just in case it if there's any pressure plates or anything like that, or anything that triggers.
Rook, can you make me a sleight of hand check?
Oops.
So it's to get a good dex check, basically.
16.
As you're doing so, you kind of work out that there are systematic small notches periodically placed on the left and right hand side of this space at ground level. They are about every 10 feet, and the pole kind of catches in them and you can kind of pull it out, and then the next 10 feet you kind of catch in another one, and they are opposingly spaced. So there'll be like one on this side, then 5 feet, and then one on this side, then 5 feet, then one on this side, then 5 feet, then one on this side, and 5 feet.
I'm gonna kind of stop for a second.
And you only feel it because of the fog that's around.
Yeah. As soon as I get to the next one, right or left? is what I'm gonna-
It's of no
Yeah.
consequence. Whichever the next one is, yeah.
I'm gonna, as soon as my spear kind of notches in it, I'm gonna stop. I'm just gonna kind of bend down, just put my run my finger over it.
You find it's below the smoke, so the fog, so you can't see. You feel like when you get architrave around the edges of a door frame. Like you got those kind of like beveled edges kind of thing, like at the side of a picture frame. It's like that, but it's like imagine that was done round a mouse hole kind of thing. You can feel perfectly carved stone, and the wall has the similarly. It's part of the wall, so it's intentional, very intentional hole. It is not bored. It is tiled and meant to be there.
Okay. I'm gonna try something.
I've got a theory.
I am going to. Roughly how big is it? Kind of
sort of like this.
Okay.
Imagine a cartoon mouse hole in
Okay.
a skirting board, like that with an architrave around it. That's the best way to probably picture it.
I am going to try and plug it up.
Okay. What are you using?
I'm going to. I'm going to take out my water skin and kind of just plug it up.
Okay. Yeah, it seems like it's pretty airtight. You kind of wedge that leathery bottom into it, and then you kind of have the spout end sticking this way into the room, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
And as you kind of run your hand on the floor, you can feel that there's around that space, there's less of this procession of creatures.
Okay. I'm gonna kind of take the water skin back out.
And you feel this kind of little, like almost like the pressure's built up from the bugs. They kind of and kind of spill out.
Rogue,
Yes.
what are you doing?
There are little holes on the floor.
Or like grooves?
No, like entranceways, for lack of a better term. You know what you're standing on? You might not be able to feel it up, but Niola, you can probably feel the little critters under your feet.
She's going to crouch and wipe a bit of the mist around her to try to see better.
How much of the mist do you try and
clear?
How much of the mist do you try and clear? What are you trying to achieve? How furiously do you?
Quite a bit, because I want to be. I'm crouching, but I still want to be able to see the ground.
Okay, so you're flapping enough to see the ground. Yeah, you kind of clear that. You see that the ground is it's just this mist is trying to claw you in all the time, trying to fill the spaces that you're clearing. You waft and waft and waft and waft, and then you kind of look down and you see that the ground is alive with creatures. There's spaces in between, but they are writhing over. Can you please make me an intelligence roll?
Yeah.
You peer upon the tiling on the ground.
13.
You have seen these tiles before.
The tower.
No.
No.
These
Still.
tiles you have seen in a house. Very well-to-do house. In Kansas. You've seen these in the Sletney Manor.
Oh.
Oh, mother. Isambard.
A green sort of marble. But it's got a certain pinkish vein to it, and the edges are beveled in a sort of, not a straight bevel, they've got these kind of, the corners are cut off as well, and it's so well done, this masonry, this stone masonry, you recognize it instantaneously. This is the same tiling that's in the Sletney house.
You share this?
Yeah, obviously. This is like the Sletney's house.
Isambard Sletney was the one that the Lich feared.
Yeah.
Isambard Sletney stole the puzzle box from the Lich.
Yeah. But the Lich wanted back, so was the Lich and the Sletney connected at some point? Did the Sletney build this for the Lich? When it wasn't a Lich? Or when it was actually a Lich?
If this is Sletney construction,
Rook.
maybe we're in a tomb.
Rook. When the name Sletney is mentioned, you feel almost like a gnashing in your pocket.
Saying that name.
Sorry?
Stop saying that name, please.
Does it react to it?
Yes.
We need to start being more careful about what we say.
Yes.
If it can hear.
Hmm. I think there is more that can hear us, actually.
Right. As we said, let's carry on then. Left. Rook, after you. Keep an eye out.
You hear a stone grinding sound. This time it's in front of you, and a waft of air comes from in front of you.
This way.
Still the same smell though in the other.
Still good
Let's
with your
follow the
nose?
smell. Sorry.
Still good with your nose, Neola?
Yeah.
Okay. Carry on. Still doing the tap, 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 tap.
How long are you walking for? Until you say something of.
Until something changes.
You follow this path round 100 feet, and then at 120 feet or 20 feet away from where you come, the curve allows you to sort of make out a change to the space. You see on the outer wall of this curving space, you see a beveled archway. It's like a bigger one of what you felt down on the floor, Rook. And Nyala, if you'd looked when you wafted the smoke away, you would have seen this thing. And it is there is a beautifully steel barred door in a frame.
While we've been walking, Arden has crafted a little origami dog in his hand. And then kind of just gives it a little tap, and it suddenly becomes a little bit more animate.
Mm-hmm.
If a creature hostile to you moves within 10 feet of the dog moves up to its speed and gives off a loud barking noise. Afterwards, the dog unfolds itself and becomes inert. So basically, a little warning if something is going to start approaching us that is hostile towards us.
Okay. How far does it move?
It only has a speed of 10 feet.
Okay, it's 20 feet away from this.
But
dog.
it can detect when something from 10
Approaches
feet
it.
away is approaching us. That's hostile. Well, towards it, yeah, between 10 feet of it. So if I'm carrying it with me,
Yep.
then it's basically 10 feet of us. Anything that starts approaching us that is hostile towards us
Mm-hmm.
or has hostile intent.
Okay. Yeah, you see this door in a frame.
This is what's on the floor. Obviously not this size, but a miniature version.
Bigger? But why is it bigger?
I'm really hoping it's not for the reason that I'm thinking it is.
Moving walls, you mean?
No.
Oh dear.
What comes through doorways?
Mm.
I'm gonna just kind of scan around the edges and around the door and just try and see if it's trapped on any kind of mechanisms or any kind of like anything like
Okay.
that? I don't know whether Nyala, can you see if there's any illusions or glyphs or wards, anything like that around it?
We need an
Sure.
Arcana check from Niala.
I'm
And
gonna presume an investigation.
yeah, an
Seven.
17.
I'm going to guidance myself. That doesn't have not much point. For a total of 5.
Oh,
Um,
no.
Yep. It's
The
really
door-
foggy down here.
The door is locked. You can establish that without too much of a bother. And Nyala, you see a panel on the door, and it's like a name plate, but it's kind of bonded with the wood to make it and with the steel, so like you can only see it if you're looking at it with intent to see it. With your magical nature, you can kind of see it with your kind of arcane eye, if that makes sense. You can see the outline of it in a kind of a way, and you also see that there's like what looks to be a place for a 5-fingered hand below it.
She's going to look at the album like, I might be wrong. Or can I hold the lich thing, mask thingy for a second?
I don't think that's a good idea.
Yeah, well, at the moment, I don't have any other idea, and we kind of need to walk. So, can I have it?
What is that? What do you think that unlocks it or something?
Maybe. I mean, to be fair, we are trespassing on someone's property, and
Does there
Mike,
appear to be any kind of way to unlock this thing other than sticking our handprint down? Are there any mechanisms, or is there a keyhole?
Not with that
Anything.
investigation check, I'm afraid.
Rick,
'Cause I've got my thieves' tools. I can always have a tinker, but
Do you want to have a go?
can have a go as long as there's it. Like, this is what I'm saying, is if there's somewhere for me to have a go with them, then yeah.
Oh yeah, there is there is like a handle, and it appears that is the locking mechanism. So you think if you maybe could take the handle off, there isn't a hole like like where you would put a key, but that is the locking mechanism. That you can kind of when you push a door and you can feel where it's most firm into the wall. That's the spot.
Why does magic always make things more complicated? Okay.
why does Monk doesn't like magic?
Rook, if something goes wrong, place your hand on that print. See what happens. I'm gonna give this.
Why his hand?
Because he's the one with the mask.
Yeah, but he's not
Had it.
attuned to it, aren't you?
Right.
Give it a go.
He's had it for a
Oh.
while.
Oh.
Right. Oh, okay. Right. Anything goes wrong.
I'll
Well,
smash our way out.
There we go. Right. I'm going to kind of psych myself up a little bit, just want to guidance myself as well.
Sure. All the while, that chittering of creatures.
Uh, 21.
21. You dexterously take the lock away. You twist a few things with your tools. The barrel clicks, and you gently slide back pin by pin, a bolt. Now, Niali, you're watching the door at this time, and when it reaches a certain point, and you hear this, you see the nameplate light up, and it says "Study," and the door
Study.
begins to creak open. Inside here, there is no smoke, but it kind of starts creeping in from the hallway, as do the beetles and the bugs. And the fog wants to fill this entire space, and the beetles start crawling in, and you can see what appears to be a beautiful sunny afternoon lit study inside here. It is about it's about 40 foot square, roughly. There are a few bookcases. There is and then a writing desk. The window has one of those box seats in it, with little cupboards underneath. But gradually the room starts filling up with the smoke.
So Niall's going to hurry everyone to get in and close the door behind them.
Are you willing with this, everybody?
Yep, let's do it.
Okay. A few beetles come in. The smoke kind of seems to dissipate when no longer being fed from the hallway beyond.
Bed.
Where's the sunlight coming from? Is it a window or is it?
Yeah, there's a beautiful tall window and a box window.
What's the
Like-
view? Oh, from above.
No. It's like, you know, like where you've got like almost like a bay window, but it's square.
Yeah,
Almost sticks, and when they stick out of a building,
yeah.
you go and into that space. You see a beautiful looking, like there's a special word for it, but basically where you would draw up horses and carriages in front of a grand house. And
Okay.
beyond it, you can see rolling hills, and somewhere you think to the far distance, you see a lake and a small house.
Is-
No snow.
Any ideas?
Sorry,
Do we know the place?
Arden, you're at the window.
Mm.
Can you make me a survival check, I guess? It's like a mapping type thing here.
Mm-hmm.
Can I help? Like I go to the window and look around.
You'd have to describe it to me how you'll help it.
Well, because okay, so you know how where is it? Where is it? Like for the feature of Outlander, it's like Niall has an excellent memory of maps and geography and general layout of terrains and settlements.
Okay,
So
I'll allow you to kind of be looking out the window and you're pondering your minds together.
Well, my initial roll is 26.
You don't know this place at all, but you get a really familiar feeling about the little cottage on the far side of the lake. Hold on a cotton picking minute.
Oh, fuck off. That's not.
It's the view from inside the car, but from the other way.
yeah,
You're looking down to the lake at the little window, and you realise with a 26, if you flipped yourself and put yourself in that window, you'd be looking out on the lake and the grasslands.
I have a few questions here.
My brain hurts.
Yeah. Welcome to my world.
The view from the cart. So, like when we got the windows on the cart, that's what we see there.
Yeah, when you're inside the back of the cart, when you look
Yeah.
at the cart windows inside, when Rook has opened them up, he's like that weird floating head thing. But when they're closed and you're looking out, you get this image of a like a grass bank going down to a lake, and you kind of the building that you sit in would be kind of almost hidden from your view unless you were kind of like peering. Like if you went to the window and peered up like this, up onto the banks that rise up from the back of the lake, you could probably work it out. But you rolled a 26, so I mean, come on.
If I kind of like, do the windows open outwards?
Yeah, my question.
Can I get out onto the bay bit, or is
are
there a balcony?
I meant, sorry, I did not mention you are a second story here, like
Yeah.
first story here. So
Yeah,
ground is
but
down.
but can I like open the windows and kind of stick my head out?
No, the windows do not open.
Yala,
Yeah,
is this enchanted in any kind of way?
I guess. I mean, like, let me roll another arcana, I guess.
This
Or
is
are we physically
usually a
in this
rolling
place?
game. I like it.
11. 11 again.
11. You feel like
Guidance. Guidance.
Okay. 1d4. Is that it?
Yeah, before I know the result.
13.
13.
okay, better. You feel like that this is like if a dimension could have a membrane, this is not the membrane, like an edge. This is one edge.
Oh,
And when you come to think about being in the car and you look at those windows, you realize it's also a similar feeling, like that's an edge of a space.
relay that to the other. So that would actually mean like, okay, so they are connected in some kind of way, but in a way that no one can actually get out to see those sceneries. They only stay within. So we can see the others, but we cannot go to them.
It's a window to a place that we can't get to.
Basically.
Right.
Yeah, they don't open the windows at all.
Yeah. This place isn't physically in that location. It's just a window to it. Right.
That's one way of looking at it. Yeah,
Essentially.
We have to find the door. There has to be a door.
Well, it wouldn't be in a magical window if the window actually went out to that place and could smash the window and we'd be out in there. The fact that this window is magical tells me that that is not where we are.
You don't know that the window is magical.
Oh.
I mean,
It's an edge of
place. The place itself is magical, not it? Like it's
The
like the
window just wouldn't
card.
open. There was no hinge to open these windows.
It's like the card. It's like okay, maybe because I have a wild theory here and I've really starting to hurt my brain. It's really not a good day. Oh my god. So basically if we break the window like we open the window in the cart and we stick our head outside, if it's like in the cart, you would just see your head outside.
That's when you've been able to open the windows on the cart because the cart windows open.
Yeah. But like if we break the window. Is it possible to break the window?
This is
Give it a go. How do you want to do it? Tell me how you do it.
Okay, so
I put my hand against the glass just to feel the glass. It feels like normal glass.
It feels warm from the summer sun, the setting sun outside. That feeling, and that whole room has got that feeling of like, you know, like when you get like lazy sunlight on a summer's afternoon that kind of beams in, you get the dust motes catching in it, and you kind of like that little bit too warm, but you don't want to go outside because you've been outside all day. But in here, it's not much cooler. But if you open the windows, you're going to get it. It's going to be hot inside.
Is there any other source of light?
No, there are lamps available in this space. Small, quite brass bottomed, glass topped oil based lamps, you think?
Right. Let's just have a look around here first before we
Yeah.
smash the window, which is the main source of light in here. While we can actually see well in this room, let's have a good scour over before we smash it. If we smash that window, we might be plunged into darkness again. So,
Do you have to
let's,
say, for lich study, it's fine enough.
I don't think it's a Lich's study. I
It
think
was
this is
made by
Isambard.
the Sletney for the lich.
I don't think it was for the Lich. I don't think that's what's going on here.
And yeah, I said their name, so you can suck on that.
Huh?
I'm speaking to the lich.
Oh. Right, let's just split up and have a look around this room.
Yeah.
Okay, so a few meager bookshelves, a desk, and this kind of window seat with plush cushions and like little cupboards underneath. Who's looking at what?
The books.
Books.
Immediately.
The books for Niala. Okay. You look over the titles. They're not hard to sort of read. There are various books on treatises, and there's definitely a selection on history, mainly to do with the wars between. As you flick through the covers, you kind of read over old stories that you knew about the wars that have been committed on the in Gregdon, and that were fought between Sorthal and Canus, and Gregdon often being the staging ground, the sort of midway point where two warring nations would stage these grand magical battles. And you know, this is old news. It seems there was a great interest in exploration, and you find histories of and little bits of information about the fragments and the islands to the north, and pick out some familiar names and sort of the details about the little ports, and about about how there was one island that the two islands specifically that were very hostile to any sort of approach. One being that of Crean, and one being of an island that wasn't really on the map at all. It wasn't marked on any of the maps that they had used or were using to scout. They came upon it unexpectedly.
Hey, did you say the fragments, the other campaign that you can check out on the YouTube channel right now?
Either there or there.
Sorry, as you were.
Shameless
Thanks
plug.
for the plug.
Shameless plugs.
Yeah.
No shame, no game.
I mean, we're doing
Right.
some pump to ourselves, so. Anyway, okay.
As you
What
are.
are you looking at, Arden? Where do you look in this room? There are no.
Um,
Sorry, Niala. Just to let you know, there are no magical books here. They are
No.
all very practical on this set of shelving. There is all very practical about exploration and going places,
Oh.
travel, history, that kind of thing. There is no magic. This person does not seem.
Can I take the book?
Which one?
All of them.
All of them. Okay, I will send you a list of the books that you've. So there is one called the Treaty History of the Gregdon Wars.
Okay.
There is one called the Fragments and Its Many Islands. Thanks, Rick. And there is another book that is like a children's book, like an old battered copy of it's got like little rhymes and things in it.
Okay.
Do you want to look in that one?
I mean, I'm looking at all of them, but yeah.
Okay, so that one you open, and it falls open on a page that's been well thumbed. Maybe the favorite rhyme of the child that read it. And this is kind of really old, and there's a poem, like a fable or a poem written inside, and it says, "The smile that hides the fiery maw, keeping secrets behind closed teeth till it unlocked is the door. Sky did fall and things did crawl, black the other side of the ball. Charred and ashen, warped things of peculiar fashion. Hold them back with towers we did, but still they sneaked and slid. Go to bed, young ones, and shut those eyes tight. For nothing is more frightful than the fire burning in forever night." And it continues. Once upon the forever green blue, a happy people dwelt, with naught but petty wars to fight between themselves. Dreamt of a better place, to stars they peered, unfolding mystery upon mystery revealed. Stare too long into the night sky, and sure as lightly you'll catch the eyes of something looking back. In the darkness a great power was found. They wished it theirs, and plans were forged to make it earth-bound. The power broke upon the virgin surface and tore asunder with malign purpose. They could not contain what power they had drawn, and it cast black the other side the ball. It lay broken, forgotten, but stories are hard to silence, and into legend fell the tale of celestial violence. That which is broken still longs to be healed, but for fear of the unknown, all of the legend's lips were sealed. And I will send you that.
Okay. So she's reading that out loud. Is that like one thing I actually catch at mine? Like, it's talking about.
If I hear that out loud.
It's talking about the planet, our planet.
Yeah.
Towers.
Yeah.
Towers. Like catastrophe and everything. And what the towers? Why towers?
Oh.
Towers for what the? She's going to look at Arden like absolutely like she doesn't understand, but like, do you actually have the face that someone actually understands this gibberish?
Yep.
Arden, what's going on?
That book is from Cream.
Okay. We will unfold that later.
Or about Cream.
Yeah. Yeah, I get towers.
Yeah. That's. I mean, it kind of hits the nail on the head there, but there's more to it than that.
Later.
Yeah, that's a lot to unpack.
Yeah.
Yeah, like let's Yeah,
Later. Okay.
it sounds.
Search for your thing. It's fine. It's just
It's
later. Later. Don't worry. Later. Later. It's fine. It's fine. Go search for what you just search whatever you
It's-
want in the
look.
room. It's fine. Not now. Not now.
all right.
Later. Tell me
Um,
later. It's fine. Just I
Probably-
remember. I'll tell you.
Well,
It's
look,
fine.
it's probably best not to discuss with the mask in earshot about these things,
Right.
because these are
I have a feeling he already knows.
not everything.
Oh, for fuck's sake! What does your order did again? No, later. Okay, later.
Harden, where do you look?
The
What
desk.
are you looking at in this space? The desk. You
with the light
it
on.
is a dark wood desk. It has a leather insert specifically designed for writing upon. Like it has that grippy surface beneath. You find in one of the drawers a really nice a stack of 10 green sheets of beautiful vellum, very thick, very good quality paper. There is an ink. There is a quill as well in a pot. The ink is still good in this pot. This room seems perfect if you would come and sit and write on a lovely afternoon. You wanted some peace and quiet. It feels like a place to retire to. You also see a candle that has been burnt. You see next to it a wooden handle sat in a little holder.
A wooden
Like
handle.
a little wooden like a wooden peg, and it's sat in a little holder.
Okay.
I look at the bottom of it, which I presume is some kind of wax seal or a stamp.
It's exactly that. It's a little wax seal. Do you want to see what it is? You think the best way
Yeah.
to do it would be to melt some candle and
Yep. I light the candle. Trip the wax.
a beautiful calligraphied IS.
Isambard Sletney. This is his domain.
Told you.
I know. I said that.
Told you.
You didn't tell me anything I already knew. I told you.
Rook, where do you look if you're looking anywhere?
Rook's going to be looking through books for any mention of Arthur.
Oh, you actually peer over Nyala's shoulder and there's a mention of it in the book that she's about to pocket.
No,
In histories of
Yes.
that history book. May I see it briefly, please?
Okay, but can I have it back after?
Yes, of course. Promise.
You promise.
Promise.
Okay. Here you go.
It's really strange as you look through this and it talking about places you knew, but in like a historical context. And it talks about these places, and it also has like sketch drawings in it of the remnants of places that you knew. And then it has like the drawings of what they are now, these crumbled, broken ruins like swallowed by sands, and some just on the edge of this great dusty plain. And then it has like the imaginings of what they might have looked like in their present day, but the imaginings are what you know them to be, Maruk. They are exactly what you saw those towers and those things at Jakarta, and you know that the lands outside it were beautiful, and they're wonderfully constructed little quaint cottages and houses, and each time you look at them, you like, how can they be this? Oh, how can they be this ruined? And you look at Jakarta, and Jakarta's nearly like chopped in half. There's a picture of it, like from what appears to be a big long road, and you can see like the towers that are remaining, and then you can see how half of it has like sunk away into this sand that is, it's only in a picture, but you get a feeling that this sand is very light in color and that it's very fine. Gives that kind of impression to it. And you know that there was no desert there was never, it was all green, all lush, if sometimes war torn, and yeah, that's kind of what you get from it. It gives you dates and stuff, and it matches to the dates that you've already been sort of told, like a couple of 100 years of ago, and it's almost done like in a conversational way, and talks about how the city, you don't go really near the center of Jakarta because they call it the city of the dead, the dead city, and it's well avoided. Although there is towards the back a kind of quaint note upon some of the journey back about finding a small village on the way near Polzeath, which is a lake with a great volcano that sits in the center of it. There's quite a lot of posh district around that kind of area, but there are a few still like rural holdings. The lake itself has become kind of a place for showing off beautiful yachts of the rich from Jakarta. It talks not from Jakarta, from Drosk, sorry, and talks about these kind of very well-to-do folks with their boat houses and stuff around the lake, but still having to survive. So there are rural settlements, and it talks about a school there, and how it was built, or kind of like founded, and its symbol is a 33, the School of 33.
What was the village nearby where you
Polzeath.
Polzeath, and that's where the people that show off their rich yachts.
Yeah, kind of rich playground area.
Yeah. What was the place that you said after Polzeath?
Polzeath.
Like,
Drosk. So
Drosk.
Drosk is the capital of Gregdon. It's the big city to the sort of south, east, sorry, of it. So they're kind of traveling across what remains of the plains from the south to the sort of west, and spending their riches there. It's their kind of getaway from city life. You know, that kind. That's how it kind of is described in this.
It's kind of like a Monaco kind of place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
Okay.
yeah, like you might go to the Cotswolds for the weekend or something. You know, that kind of feel to it, I guess, is the closest we could kind of approximate to it.
Thank you.
Yeah, you got that. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. So Arden pockets the seal.
Seal. Take
Is
the candle.
there anything else? Just the candle? Yeah, right. Might as well pocket the candle as well. Is there anything else on the desk other than the blank vellum? And
not immediately available.
is there any drawers?
There are drawers. You open them. There are writing implements, rulers. There is a compass drawing compass. Looks like it would be for drawing on maps, that kind of thing.
Okay.
You can make an investigation check if you like.
Yeah, I mean, I collect any bits and pieces that I think might be useful.
Compass, a ruler.
Do you give Nyala the book back?
Yeah.
And so
Thank you.
she opens the book and I look at the page and I'm like, it's really beautiful.
Yes, it was.
Was like it was like it what it is.
So this
Yeah.
this is what people think that it would look like now.
Mm.
This is exactly how it looked. The
That's nice.
fields, the green was beautiful. A bit war torn every now and then, but
I wish you guys could see my island before there was fire.
and I wish that you could know mine as I knew it.
What's that investigation?
Oh well.
18.
Yeah, you go into a drawer and your hand, as you withdraw the compass, you catch something on the back of your hand. You turn your hand. It's like a little lever underneath. You kind of place your hand underneath. You pull it.
Mm-hmm.
The leather.
Pull the lever, Kronk.
Wrong leather! Ah!
Why do we add this lever?
Sorry.
Oh, yeah, carry on.
The leather inset pops up and is now loose.
I lift it.
You lift it. Underneath, you find a small leather bound book in the body of the table.
Take it out. Nothing on the cover, just blank leather-bound book.
Indeed.
Open it up.
You untie the little knot
Oh, the little, yeah.
and the book gently unfolds in your hand. You are flicking through a small journal, like a travel journal of Isambard Sletney.
I think I've got something.
Show us.
Journal. Sletney's.
Okay.
Just gonna quick flick through, look for anything any words that stick out without having to sit down and read the whole thing. Like, is there anything anywhere that sticks
You
out?
can see a point where the handwriting gets very excited. And it says, they did it. They returned. They have it. With the construction finished, we have a place to put it. Never has something so foul reached my eyes or nose. I'm glad we lock it here and keep it safe. They lost a lot of people trying to get it. And then you turn a couple of pages and it says, even with the containment, the place changes. There's a mist that creeps round. And beetles begin to crawl unless we seal the doors. But it is our only defense. and it keeps that one at bay.
I read that out loud.
Great.
Your pocket gnashing.
It's here.
Does it say how we can leave?
I'd have to read more.
You flick a little. Do you carry on reading?
Looking at the window again, does the sun seem to have changed in any kind of way? Does there seem to be a passage of time? Or is it
seems
just
to be
perpetual?
a snippet of time? You can see the light change, and then it's like on a loop. It's always about the same time by the sky.
Well, I think this is the comfiest place we're going to find in here for a while. Might as well. So I start reading through from there.
Okay.
Like my eyes will read a couple of sentences ahead, and then I'll read it out loud, just in case I come across any information that I don't want to say out loud in the presence of the mask.
Cool. You read. You kind of skip back from where it's like they have it, and there is talk of hiring a group of adventurers. Finding someone brave enough or willing to take the offer of coin to travel beyond the rim, beyond the edge of the world, to the dark side of Earl. On the rumours that there is a creature there, a being that even a lich would fear. Several sets of trials are held at the birthing of the city of Kakanzax. Only just a small kind of settlement at this point, like discusses how the walls aren't quite as great and all that kind of stuff. And yeah, they are discussing how none of these people are quite up to scratch until they come across a group led by one Malice Dolkarth.
Does it ring any bell to us?
Malice.
So it's Mallus
Delcarth.
Dokath.
Lus.
Dokath.
Malice Delcarth. Right. And they were sent beyond the, what did you call it?
Beyond the rim. Down the great steps that lead down from the ruined tower of... Oh, this is my own world lore failing me. Sorry, give me a second. My brain has forgotten the name of something. From the from Widderclasp. Widderclasp.
Sorry, what's this?
That's where they adventured from. That's where the last light side was. The last mapped place was Widderclasp, which hangs on the southwest of Rohast.
So it isn't the phylactery that's here. They found something that even the Lich would fear, and they brought it to this place to contain it. This is a prison.
And we entered it. Right.
As you sit reading, you read a little further on, and there is talk of psychic communication between a wizard and sort of relaying messages that Isambard is relaying to them, and they are communicating to the Lich Alavisca and brokering this deal for the dead to stay clear of the routes to Vermilion, Merin, and Kakanzax, and not to encroach on that route and that passage of trade from the platinum mines.
There's a truce.
Truce.
Well, not so much truce, but a gun to your head.
Oh.
Go no
Alright.
further, and we don't release it.
Yeah, I mean, kind of need to get out. So
Well, Isambard himself was in here, so he must have had a way in or out without releasing the creature, whatever it is. But he didn't like what he saw. And it sounds like it's loose in here. Talked about the fog. It's spreading throughout the entire domain. The doors seal it. We found one of the rooms that hadn't been breached, but it's over time. Everything finds a way in time. We've got to be careful moving through the fog.
that could be worse than a Lich. A Draco Lich?
I don't know,
there's
but I
legend
don't want
about
to
those.
find out. I'd like to just get out of here intact.
Yeah.
And I think we need to get this thing to Kanzax and keep it sealed away.
Agreed.
I
Right.
hate how
anything
curious I
else?
can be.
Anything else in the book about this place? Where we are? Comings and goings?
About, when you flick further back, you look towards something for the construction of this place. It talks about a great exchange of money, huge sums of money, platinum that makes your eyes boggle, and artifacts exchanged and brokered for with the gnomish brothers of Mott and Cott.
Them again. They're the one that built Kakenzax, if I remember correctly.
They did some work.
Nothing about how getting out?
No, this is a journal. This is kind of like the record of his. It's not a guide of how to undo the portal. It's literally just like success stories, like and failures, like just like a journal of a life. There's no instructions and nothing written down towards this.
Okay. And the room we entered, there's like only one way to enter and get out.
Yes, yeah. One
Okay.
one with the door, and then you've got the windows that go out onto this seemingly time looped space beyond. Do we want to take a quick break and get some coffee at this point before we decide to move on or something?
Sure.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea.
Yeah, should we have a pause?
Ooh, a
and
lot of
then
lore drop tonight. A lot of lore dropping.
Mm.
Yeah.
I'll pause. Welcome back. The witch welcomes us with her ever subtle voice. Back to our rather cozy library. Sun beating in, and you guys all feeling reasonably relaxed at this point, but have uncovered some insane information. What do you do?
I mean, at this point, like, we have exhausted everything that is in its room, so
Have we?
I mean, everything that we can find. Like, is there something else that we can find?
You mentioned something about there being a chair and a rug and something.
There is a chair at the desk.
No, there was another thing as well, wasn't there? There was.
There's a like a box seat in the window, and it's got
Mhm.
cupboards underneath it. Yeah.
Anything under the carpet in this box seat? Is there another way out
The
of this
pillows on
room?
there are laid out just basically. They look like they're set to kind of watch the sun go down, and you can imagine a fine lady sat there with embroidery.
But there's nothing anywhere else in the room that might necessarily be
walls
hiding
are-
an exit.
The walls are papered with an exquisitely beautiful green on the top that is gilt with gold, like in it, like woven in it. There's like a rail that runs around the center of a dark wood, beautifully stained, and the bottom halves are kind of like a deep deep maroon color, again with a similar gold kind of weave in it.
So doesn't appear to be any kind of cracks or hinges or anything in the floor or any other indication of a secret exit.
Make me an investigation check.
Okay. Because Nya is going to see Alden doing it. Like, can she assist?
Yes.
Okay.
Right. Okay. So that will be a 22.
22. Nyala and Arden, can you please remind me of the languages you speak?
Okay. I speak Celestial, Common, Draconic, and Terran.
I speak Common, Undercommon, and Thieves' Cant.
As you look at the wallpaper in that gilt thread, there is a repeating pattern in it. Could be writing, but neither of you can understand that.
I think I can ritual cast comprehend languages.
Does that also mean writing, or is that just speech?
Hold on.
Let's have a look at that spell.
Okay. So you understand the literal meaning of any spoken languages that you hear. You also
Spoken.
understand any written languages that you
Right.
see,
Good.
but you must be touching the surface on which the words are written.
Okay, that's good.
It takes 1 minute to read 1 page of a text. It's not. Also, how is that going to work? Because it's not like a page or anything. So
And just touch the wall, then I'm guessing.
yeah.
Touch the what appears to be text.
Okay, so gonna read you that at the moment. Doing anything, George?
Still scouring through the books.
As you read this, you cast a spell. Does it tell you? It doesn't let you know what it is, does it?
What kind of language? No.
Just does a TARDIS and translates it.
Okay. What you read is warding rituals written into the very wallpaper
Okay.
of this place.
Relaying the information then.
I don't think that's anything to indicate an exit. I think that's just to keep this
You can
room
make an Arcana check
safe.
for me, Nyala, and to
Sure.
see if they're they're warding against.
13.
Guidance. Critically average.
Shush you!
number.
Oh god.
13 plus 4, so that's 17?
Much better. It's warding of demons.
Demons. Oh. Oh, fucking fantastic. Oh, fucking good. Oh, that's
We're
just
We're
perfect.
dealing
Like,
with a demon,
oh, great. Like,
potentially.
great. That's great. That's fucking great. Hey, Rook, have you ever punched a demon before?
Have I?
No, Rook.
I have to ask that. Have I?
I don't know. I could have done.
Most of what you thought have been mortal and of this plane, and you just being very annoyed at various groups being horrible to each other over what seems petty and the suffering of innocence. It's never been. What does Rook know of demons? Rook would know that there are layers of the underworld, and that below everything, at the lowest pit, there is the abyss. And that is roiling torment and crazy chaos that cannot be, for mortal minds, it's hard to even put into words.
Demons are from the abyss, devils are from hell.
I mean, not to my knowledge, I've not punched one, but I would certainly like to.
No,
It sounds fun.
great, because that's what we're warding out there. You know the foul stench and everything that I smell? Yeah, that's a demon, I think.
Oh, I forgot something. That reminds me, Rook. When you say I would love to punch something, fond memory glances back to Ajara, and you're missing Paladin. And you remember the bond that you had with her at certain points. However, here, you don't feel that in your stomach feeling anymore.
I feel like resentful towards her, or what?
No. You just don't. When you've had that bond
That connection
aboleth
that you had
that you've
before.
had since the lament,
Oh yeah.
here you don't feel that. You kind of think of her, you think of her image, and you think of that feeling that you've had in the pit of stomach, that kind of like parasitic kind of feeling. You don't feel that here.
Fuck for that.
Keep saying the word aboleth, and I don't know what that is.
Go see what it is. It's very fun.
Is this one of your ideas that you're holding on to again? That might be completely wrong. I've had plenty of them as well.
Fuck
It's
you.
not just
That's
me.
actually not my
Not just you.
idea. That
Is
was
that an
Dia's
aboleth?
idea.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Fuck it. What?
Also, the fact that you have a mini for that terrifies
Yeah,
me.
that's concerning.
Absolutely
I
terrifies
made
me.
it. I made that one. I built it myself as well. It's not a real
Uh,
thing.
yeah.
That's
Yes, but-
concerning.
That's even worse.
But, Pete, sweetie, why?
No reason.
Oh, you.
Like that Lich's tower that he built for months. And
Yeah.
recently, we ended up in. Right.
Anyway. Hmm.
I care.
I think
care.
it's time to go.
Yeah. But how do we go? We have a fucking demon on the loose.
Yes, but didn't you say that the fog keeps it at bay?
No, it's not the
fog
fog.
is spreading from it.
Oh, I misread that. Misheard that.
They tried to keep it prisoner down here, but the fog was slowly spreading despite them containing it. The fog was, it seems that the place is slowly being corrupted. And the only thing keeping it at bay were the doors.
Okay, so
That's when we've closed the door, the fog isn't coming through.
hear me out
Yet.
here. Hear me out.
Yeah, you took the lock off though, Arden. Just remind you.
Well, yeah, but we haven't done anything arcane to
Just-
it. We just took a
remind
lock
you-
off.
You
Yes.
unlocked
I
it.
can put a lock back on. I can take it off. I can put it back on.
Here,
On the inside.
Not from the inside. Like when we go back out, I can pop it back on.
hear me out here, and
Let's protect this little bit of area. Anyway, sorry, Rook.
keep an open mind, both of you.
Uh-oh.
Again, use the lich.
No.
Okay.
If this
Because I
demon,
would have stopped you.
if this demon is trapped here, surely it would want to escape. If it is posing a danger to us, surely we can talk to it and strike some sort of bargain. That's what they do, isn't it? Demons, they make bargains.
That's devils. It's
What's,
devils that deal in
Cambians?
bargains.
what's the difference?
I think demons just like to have chaos and possess. Devils are the ones that do bargains. They're from two different places. Devils are infernal. Demons are abyssal. I think.
I mean, wouldn't Yella know that with a knowledge of planes and everything?
You can make me a religion check.
Religion? Okay.
Arden, you can do so also. Anyone can. Everyone make a religion
18.
check.
Right, let's go. No, I know, fuck all.
That one. You forget that there are planes.
15.
Devils and demons are the same fucking thing, aren't they?
What comes to your mind is that there are several places above and beyond this world, even separate from the elemental planes that exist. There are levels of hell, 9 levels to be precise, and beyond that, at the depth, the biggest sump of it all are demons. Demons are always constantly at war with devils, and Devils are more likely to make bargains, and demons are more chaotic often in nature. However, they are not always unintelligent. So some of what book says, if you have an intelligent demon,
If this is one that a lich would fear, then I would expect it to be intelligent to a degree, unless it's just an unstoppable force.
Or it's immune to magic, which is very bad for us. Uh-oh.
The one time we come somewhere without the paladin.
What are you doing with your hand, Pete? I'm scared.
Well, we're not going to get out of here by sitting in this room. Maybe we try and get out of here, and worst comes to the worst, then we speak to it.
Oh.
If it gets to that. But if we can get out of here without confronting it, or even coming across it, that would be ideal.
I mean, if we go to the other corridor, I think we might be.
Depends
might
where it
have
is. It's
to.
supposedly still sealed in here, so it might not be wandering around the corridors. But then again, it's been a long time. Maybe it's found a way out of wherever it was.
Well, regardless, we need to find a way out of here.
Yeah, let's just go.
And can you lock this room back up?
The parts and try and reassemble.
let's have a go.
With maybe some assisting from Nyala, because she might have memorized the way that he undo it. So
You were
Right.
watching the arcane stuff, so I don't think you can.
Ooh, that was better than before. For a total of 29.
Like an expert locksmith. Where have you been learning from, thieves?
That's not where I've been learning from it. It's what I've always known.
Yeah.
yeah.
You put the stock back together immaculately. It actually makes less sound, less clicking when you put it back together. You've actually improved the lock
Just
mechanism.
needed a bit of oil.
Yeah.
Bit of WD-40.
Same places where your greasy pole is greased from. Same sort of grease.
Yeah.
Oh, Niala, sorry, Celia. Oh yes, and
Why?
the arcane wording fades from your view, and it is just a door. As you step outside, you feel a gust of air come from behind you, so from the way you were traveling from, and the smell of rotting vegetation definitely smells like vegetables. Is more ahead of you, further around this curve.
So were we at the end of a corridor with this door?
No. See, the curve's going like this,
Mm-hmm.
and so let me like this for you guys. So as the curve went round and you were following this curving corridor, on the outer wall there was a door to this study.
Mm-hmm. So if we continue, should we continue following the way that we were going ahead to begin with?
I mean, yeah. If that's the other way around, so yeah.
Yeah, let's continue the way we were traveling before.
Yeah, you eventually come to, after about 200 feet, you come to
200 feet. How big is this? Jesus Christ.
You are in it. It feels like a massive circle, huge circle. You come to another archway. This time is on the inner side, and you can see that it links to another corridor, seemingly sat inside this one. And again, the fog covers the floor everywhere.
Did we see anything else?
you see a passageway that leads left and right at a slightly steeper curve because you're in the it's the same curve, but it's narrower because you are on what appears to be a more central ring of this place.
Do I smell anything?
To the right, you smell the smell of rotting vegetation. To the left, you smell a smell of like stagnant water.
Water?
Yeah.
Why would there be water here?
I don't know about you, but if this place was designed to contain something, surely it would contain it in the middle. Maybe we should avoid anything on the inner. Let's focus our efforts on what's on the outer.
I'm not sure. I mean, like, the rotten vegetation and smelling goes this way. Why water? It's not the Leviathan, say? Oh, no. Oh, I would hate that.
You step towards the middle, or do you carry on round?
Carry on round is my
For
vote.
now, we can always circle back.
Okay. You carry on round. Okay. You go all the way round, and you end up back at the study door.
Huh.
Like there's one door.
So there's only one other door other than what we've already been in. And that's to go.
There's a
further.
door on the outside,
Yep.
and a door on the inside ring.
Okay. So it's a big circle. Other than the T junction that we came from, it's a big circle. The door on the outside goes into the study, and then there's a door that goes into another
Yeah.
that's
You
somewhere.
hear the rumbling again, and a gust of air comes from in front of you this time, and wafts backwards. You lose so much of the smell of the rotting vegetation, and from behind you comes a different smell of just pure rot.
Yeah, I was going to look around like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah,
Is
look,
there
what's wrong?
something?
It's not the same smell. It's not. It's gone.
It's like that smell path was cut off.
It's moving. Like the walls are moving. I'm not smelling it.
What does this inside door look like?
The inside door, you find your way back to that inside door.
Well, how far? Well, that's 200 feet ahead of us, isn't it now?
Mhm.
Because we're back to where we started.
Yeah, you're back at the door to the thing.
Does the door
Hold
look
on,
the
hold on.
same? Is everything the same in regards to
Yeah,
the door?
it looks exactly the same. I'm looking at it.
Hold on, we've been going the same way, right? Correct?
We're in a circle, yes.
Yes. What if, and this may sound crazy, but what if there's some enchantment on this place, where if you go the one way, you find only these two doors. If you go the other way, you find different doors, the same corridor. I don't know how it would work, but maybe there's some sort of magic.
It's possible. I mean, again, I'm not. That's Nyala's area of expertise, but why not? Let's give it a go.
I mean, yeah, technically it's possible. It's just, you need actually a very, very strong enchantment for it to work.
This entire place is a strong enchantment.
Yes.
It's a
It's
prison
not-
for a demon. if they can have something like that in here, then backwards walkways, magical doors. Yeah, I'm not surprised. Let's turn around. Let's try to explain.
Mhm.
Okay.
You
Worst,
proce-
worst case scenario, we just end up back at the same door.
Exactly, and then we've only got one other door to go through. So, unless
Unless what?
what if a door can take you to multiple different places?
What do you mean? A door is just a bit of wood.
What if it isn't? I picked the lock and it took us to the study.
Hmm.
There's the handprint.
What are you suggesting?
Maybe it can take us where we want to go.
I place my hand on the plates for the fingers up above the door.
Okay, your 5 fingers
Yep.
perfectly. To your eyes, when you place your hands, your normal, non-magical eyes,
Mm-hmm.
the words Arboretum.
Try the door.
It's locked.
There's arboretum there this time.
Or it feels. It doesn't open. It might not be locked this time.
It doesn't open. It says arboretum, but it's not opening. Can I attempt to unlock this one? If it
Yes,
seems,
you may.
if it is locked.
Mhm.
Tell me now. I'm doing so far, so good. Mm-hmm. 16.
It's not locked. The lock has been forced. Lock is broken in some way. And you manage to kind of force it that last little bit. And you open it up, and there is a glass dome above you. The night sky, moonlit. Stars twinkle down from cloudless void above you. And you see that kind of reddish glow that always occurs, but you can see pinpricks of light and the moon staring down like a baleful eye, gibbous and white. And in this space, you can see vegetation everywhere. Twisted plants, ruined and malformed, and all about this place is the fog. Creeps round your ankles, round the stems of the plants. You can nearly see them breathing in this noxious, twisting fog. It's corrupting miasma clinging to the surface of these once noble forms that have been debased.
Fire?
Magic door definitely goes to different places. Right. No.
I'm not against it.
No.
Mm.
No.
It's
No.
So much foggy.
Just kind of back out the door a little bit, like
Okay.
close it again.
Okay.
Thing okay?
Yeah, magic door, different places. That was the Arboretum. You saw the study, right? Brooke, your turn.
What happened? What about if it's not just for personalized? What about if you put your hand on it again? Just pure curiosity.
Yeah, I mean,
Arboretum.
I
Okay.
try and think of something different. I mentally think of somewhere different, like
Exit.
exit.
No.
Change for me.
I'll put my hand on it.
Arboretum.
Maybe the handprint is just for the Arboretum. Yeah,
I'm gonna before I'm gonna put leave my hand in it. I kind of wiggle fingers individually, or like see if I can like rotate it.
Doesn't shift.
Never mind. Let's try.
yeah.
Arboretum.
Are you sure that the door is
Well, I check the door and like try and jimmy and try and lock it again properly.
You're trying to fix the lock.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can roll for it.
Uh, 15.
15 gets the door locked.
Maybe try it again.
Yeah,
I'm
that's
just gonna-
work.
Arboretum.
yeah, but
why
this is
it-
a different door.
Unless we need to walk around again.
Could be. I'm not smelling anything from behind, so
We might think we're in the same place, but we're not.
yeah. Here we go again.
Let's go.
Here we go again.
Go for a walk.
200 feet.
Mhm.
So you go all the way round.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
How fast do you do it?
Oh, fuck. There's something moving around with us, isn't there? There's something in this corridor. Like
I mean,
the same
apart
pace
from
we're
the
doing
insects.
the rest of the time. I suppose a little bit quicker now because we've got a destination.
Mm-hmm. This time you
Um,
go round. When you walk past the door where you think that the door to the center ring was, it isn't there.
Oh,
You
this
go
is weird.
further round.
This is so weird. Is it like a spiral going upwards, or are we
When-
definitely walking down the same corridor?
You're on the same level. When you get round to the other side of this spiral, like when you think you'd be approaching the T junction, before the T junction that you get to, you find another door. Nyala, at this place, you smell this very strong smell of rotting. Not rotting vegetation, but rotting this time.
Oh.
Like, stench, bad.
Oh my god.
What does the door look like? Is it the same as the others?
It is the same as the others. It looks like these kind of archways.
And
There is no door within the frame on these ones. The ones that lead to the center ring.
so this is an outer one.
This is an inner one.
This is an inner one. Oh no, we don't want to go inner. We don't want.
Oh no! Oh no! Be cracky.
Guys, how do we go?
Are we all of the agreement that we don't want to go in?
Make
Yeah,
a
yeah.
perception check, anybody.
Okay.
Anybody?
Everybody.
Everybody can be doing a perception.
Oh,
Dirty 20.
24.
There's
10.
definitely movement. in the inner ring, in this inner ring.
Like, as in the corridor that we're walking around?
The corridor, the inner corridor. So you're on the out. Say if it's circles,
Yeah.
your one is okay.
Oh, hold the fuck on. So the corridor. So is it like? Is it like something? Is it like a rotate? Like is the inside like? Is it moving as we're moving, kind of thing?
Make an intelligence check. No. Yes. Yes, it is.
So if we just stood still, does it appear to be moving? Or does it only move when we move?
You stand still and look into this stinky doorway. The doorway shrinks down into the floor and you hear a rumbling sound.
We're in a lift.
No, I mean, no, that's maybe not the best way to describe it. It's as if the stone folds down into the ground and then you hear a rumbling sound. Nyala, now from your left, the way you were heading round, you smell the vegetation smell again.
Everything they're moving. There's timings to this.
This way.
Yeah, this way.
Yeah.
Great. So now we just have to
it's
wait
like
and find the exit.
It's like a puzzle box.
It is. I mean, yeah. Now we just need to find the door that actually leads to out.
Oh, this is such a mind fuck.
My brain is actually hurting.
My brain's just like, okay, so
I'm fine.
right. This is definitely a different dungeon. Right.
It's hurting my head.
Your princess is in another dungeon.
It's a good job the barbarian is the one that's only on 2 hours sleep. Right.
Sorry, George.
It's fine. It's fine.
Okay, so now we figure out this. Can we like predict whether doors are going to come out?
Yeah, I mean, you're the one with the brain that works that way, so you should be able to figure out a pattern, right?
Yeah. So you want me to roll something for it?
I mean, if we keep wandering around, how many, like, if we spend some time just walking round and round and round and try and identify how many different doors there are at different times?
Okay, yeah, you can spend some time doing that. It's going to take you a little while. There seems to be a constant door on the outside, just past the T-junction. It's 120 feet round from the T-junction in a clockwise direction. Okay. There seems to be 2 doors to the inner ring. One that appears just before the T-junction that smells like rotten. The other one that appears past the T-junction in a clockwise direction, and that smells like vegetables, like rotting veg.
That was that the Arboretum's on the outside.
Arboretum is on the outside, but there was a familiarity about those smells, Nyala.
Okay.
So were they similar in regards to the
Pretty
smell of the
much
Arboretum and the
identical,
smell
like the smell of this corrupted vegetation, yes.
Okay. So would we gain much from going somewhere similar to the Arboretum?
I mean, we could go, yeah.
Any other doors that we pick up on? Like
No,
there's
There was
just
the one that
literally
smelled like water.
In this corridor, as you walked, there is only seemingly 3 doors. 1 permanent on the outer ring, 2 on the inner ring that seem to vary every time the floor rumbles. So
but the one on the outside changed.
Yes, it does change, but it doesn't change geographical position and doesn't vanish.
Okay, so that one's a magical door that fucking changes, but we couldn't figure out how it changes. It just changes.
Have you been checking that each time you've gone round?
No,
Yeah.
but that's what we were going to do the next time round, wasn't it? We said we were
Mm.
going to walk around and see if it's changed.
Okay. Put your hand on the plate, and it says kitchen.
Every time you walk around a new cycle, it changes the type of room.
And when you check the lock, this one is locked.
Right. Should we just keep walking around and check it, and each time just see how many rooms it goes through, and if one of them says exit or something of the like?
Yeah, because for now, hold on. I don't know if you can see it now.
Yeah.
Photo.
So, yeah, because like so each and every time, so there is like a T section.
Yeah.
So there's this door, and this door keep changing. For now, we have 3 choices, and you have another door that is
Yeah.
at
Yeah.
at the,
So
at the
currently we've
center.
got kitchen, arboretum, and study.
Mhm.
Let's
Yeah.
go around. Let's just
Kitchen,
keep going.
arboretum, and
We
study.
just go around and each time
Arboretum
see
is
what
corrupted
we've
as
got.
well.
Arboretum is broken.
Yeah.
Kitchen we don't know because we haven't gone into it.
Kitchen, the lock was intact.
The lock was intact, so that we can assume that it's sealed and it hasn't been broken into yet.
You find
So was the study.
you find another one that says parlor,
Parlour,
and then it goes back to
and
study.
it goes back. So it's 4 rooms on repeat. Okay. As we go past the 2 on the inside,
Yes.
do either of those seem to change, or does she pick up the same sense each time we go round?
The door furthest round, traveling clockwise, always smells of rot. The one on the nearest always smells of rotten vegetables.
Okay, so now we have 6 definite doorways, 6 options.
And 2 that kind of appear and disappear. In that.
Yeah. With the T, when there isn't a T junction, we've got 1 on the inside. 1 on the inside.
It's like
appears,
French,
and there is
but
a T
what's a parlor?
parlour? It's like
a living room,
yeah,
Oh, okay.
but a fancy way, like a room that someone might entertain people in. Like, come into the parlor, let's have tea and crumpets. That's how I invite people to my house, George.
So where do we want to go now?
That's for George.
Going-
With an offhand comment. Sorry, George.
Fine. It's fine.
Well,
My,
you have to come in.
my head is confused, and that just fucking spun me out.
I mean, we could go to the parlor.
Does the parlour seem broken? Or
No,
is
it was
sealed?
closed.
The parlor is. Make me an investigation, and I will
Because
tell.
the
No, you don't need to.
The
You've done
kitchen was
several
locked
times.
and sealed. Yeah.
The parlor seems damaged, leaking.
Okay, so the parlour's potentially corrupted.
But you've not looked in these doors, remember? You've only looked in the arboretum, and it has a huge
Mhm.
glass dome. You've looked into the other one, and in the glass dome you can only see above. You can't see elsewhere. In the room that you went into, there was a study. You could see out to the lake and the little thing that you think is your place in your cart.
Yeah.
The other 2 you have not investigated.
I
Yet.
find it weird that they're both on the same kind of. We'll be asking Litiana about that, I think. Why is
where do we go?
this connected via an interdimensional space that neither can access but view? Right.
Barney, come back!
Oh yeah, I'm here. Okay, so where do we go? Do we go to the parlor, or do we actually try one
Well,
of the
we're
2?
already at the parlour, aren't we? So should we check the parlour out?
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's do the lock.
Right. Never done so many sleight of hand checks. Right. Or thieves' tool checks. Oh, still not the worst it can be.
That means it's a 2.
It's 15.
Okay. it comes undone, and you open this place. There is sofas and chaise lounges with springs pushed up through. All of the ceilings hang with a kind of cobwebs and dew drenched as you peer into this room, like a thick, murky slime seems to cover most things in this space. It has the same mist that covers the entire floor, and there is a drawn set of curtains the far side of the room. Everything is in disarray. There's an old tea service, a fireplace that is out and just blackened, and everything. The mantle is just ghastly. Someone's not been doing their dusting.
Housekeeping needs to get sacked.
Yeah, definitely. Need to get a new maid.
Unseen servants. This is why you just can't trust them. The moment you take their eye off them, they're just sitting around doing nothing. Right. Is there anything in this space to look through? Are there like cabinets, drawers, shelves? Are there any other bookcases? Are there
Make
any
me
other
an
desks?
investigation check of the general space.
There's got to be a grand piano. It's a parlor. There's got to be a piano.
It appears to be a harpsichord.
Oh, okay. Okay, right. So, sorry, what did you ask me to do?
Could you make me an investigation check?
Investigation. Oh God, why am I the one doing? Nyala, you're good at these.
Good.
You're asking the questions. You're in it.
Yeah, you guys are just like. Just like
I'm not exactly good.
Rook's still
at
trying to figure out the rooms.
we're still like it's the same floor.
It's the same fucking room. Why is it different? What?
It was Rook's idea to carry round, and
I know, but Rook's accidentally smart. He's not actually smart.
he doesn't. Yeah, he doesn't know why. He's just like, should we just try that? Maybe
yeah, and
maybe
Yala
it'll be
tries to
different.
actually explain to it, but
Yeah.
like,
Like, you can see the cogs turning, but then the cogs just stop, and he's like,
Nyala, do you want to roll an eye roll, or shall I roll twice? What do you want to do? It's probably better if you roll an eye roll.
I mean, I have a +5. So
Yeah, I've
that's
got
your
a
roll.
+1, so I can guidance myself or I can guidance you.
Dirty 20.
I'll guidance myself. Ooh. Oh, okay, good. I thought that was a 6, but it's a 9 +1 plus guidance.
okay, sorry, you were saying?
12.
Okay, so
12 and a 20.
Where do you
30, 20.
investigate? I'll give you 4 locations. You can pick 2 each. The drawn curtains, the chaise lounge, the fireplace and mantle, and the harpsichord.
You take the fireplace and mantle and the harpsichord.
Okay.
I'll take the chaise longue and the curtains. Did you say?
Drawn curtains.
Drawing curtains. I'll take those 2.
But if
feel
you
like
wanted the
there's-
rest, you could have told me.
No, I feel like if you're going to find something, I feel like you're going to find it either on the mantle or there's going to be something up at the harpsichord. I think you're good. You're the one that's going to find something. So I think those are the best places that you look, and I look at places like the sofa. And the curtains.
My, you say I'm capable.
Yes, that's exactly what I'm saying. You're more likely to find something than I am, especially with those rolls. Right.
Arden,
I
you
was saying that
approach-
in character, but sure, okay.
You approach the curtains.
Yeah. Rook, what do you want to do?
What do you want to do?
He's just gonna watch, and if anything attacks, he'll just
It's
swing
just
smacks
the
him. I'm like, I could.
Oh, close the door behind us, by the way.
Okay.
I could have sworn this had books in it.
Yeah, it
Arden,
also had a
you-
window, but yeah.
You approach the curtains. Tell me what you do with these curtains.
First of all, I look at them. Do they have the same kind of writing on them that the wallpaper in the other room had?
It has no longer a gold thread within it.
Yeah, it looks damaged and corrupted.
Mhm.
Okay, thought as much. Is there anything behind them?
You pull them, and they collapse to the ground. All of a sudden, falling off the railing.
Tom kind of shits himself and just turns around at the others. And he's
They
like,
kind of, they're really big, long things, so they kind of do that.
yeah, just
Yeah, and tumble down to
dust everywhere. Just like,
As soon as you look at Rocky's ear, like,
my bad.
Easy, you two.
you.
I swear, I'm the one panicking.
It does change the room quite somewhat at this point because now the curtains are drawn. There is light coming into the room. It's grey, and it's raining outside.
Is it the same scape?
It looks like a similar area. You might be looking out at a different part of some grounds of a grand building.
The same building, roughly, that we would have been in the other room.
You can tell by the
Not from a different location, from the same angle-ish.
you don't see the lake, but what you feel of this space is that the decor and the way the windowsills are made and all that kind of stuff, that it is the same. And you are on a ground floor this time, and you can see great big puddles being rained into outside, and there are glass panels all around. In this, in like a small bay window, there are no seats in this window. It is just these kind of peeling painted frames and like smeared glass, and every now and then you get like a kind of little distant rumble of thunder that kind of makes the panes go.
There's no seating in the bay, but is there like a big panel or anything like
A
where
big,
like a panel? So if the window's there and it's like a bay window, is there like a does it walk up to the window, or
or you
is,
can
is
walk
there
right
like
up to. You can walk right up.
walk
to the,
right up to it? So there's nothing in front of where
No,
like
there's not
stuff
like
could be
a box
stashed
or
or
anything. No, no.
okay. All right. Well, that yeah, it just confirms that it's corrupted, really, isn't it? There's nothing new to be gained from there, from what I can see. Yeah, hello. What you got?
What do I got? We're dirty 20.
So your investigation. Can you roll me a perception check?
Shit. 17.
You hear movement in the chimney.
yeah.
She lights a firewood and throw it in.
What do you throw in? Sorry,
A firewood.
Fireball.
fireball.
Completing all
Not
sessions.
not ball, not
Yes,
ball.
fire
Bolt.
Bolt.
Okay. There is a scream. Something falls down on fire into the hearth of the fireplace. Can you all roll me dexterity saving throws?
Uh-oh.
Natural 20 for a 28.
Oh,
Uh,
oh no, Rookie Rook.
That's a grand total.
What is it with Rook and fire?
I don't know.
15 for me.
Grand total of Thinker.
None for Arden. $23 fire damage for both Nyala and
Now.
Rook. As the fog ignites, as this flaming body drops into it, You can now clearly see the ruined floor. The flame bursts and sets everything on fire. Arden, you scramble up and grab the curtain pole that was like the curtains fell off of, and eventually it kind of hit us. You see, kind of like trying to put itself out in the fireplace, this kind of bulbous, twisted form. It has elongated, like limbs, and it is like fleshy and rippling. One arm seems twisted and small. Its leg on that side is also twisted and small. The other leg is like writhen, like fat and bloated, and it tries to kind of crawl its way out of the fireplace. And as it does so, as it lifts this hand, the non-withered tiny one, you see that at the end of its hand is a mouth that screams in Niala's face, and that is where we're going to end our adventure for this evening.
Oh no!
You set the help on fire.
That's what you get for not dusting.
By the way, DM, I've done absorb element.
What did I tell you about fire? What did I say about the fog?
Most of my spells are fire-based. Must I remember
Might
you?
as well have cast fireball with the results.
You should have just got me to shove my spear up there. or get Arden to shove his pole up there.
It was like a bowling action. Like you were like, whoop. Strike. There's no way you're gonna miss. Like it's in such a sweet space.
Dear. This thing has a mouth on the end of its hand.
That's fucked up. That's a bit fucked
dear.
up.
And it's screaming out of it. Well, I'm not surprised. It's on fire. Maybe if we tried putting it out first. Maybe it's friendly.
I mean, you've seen a monster like that.
If it can speak, it has an element of intelligence.
I mean, a lot of people have mouth, though each and every time they speak, it's shit.
Look, just because it looks like a walking nightmare doesn't necessarily mean it is. So let's give it the benefit of the doubt to begin with.
Everyone as we find them.
The ability to speak does not make one intelligent.
Exactly.
Well, George.
All right, Qui-Gon Jinn.
Thank you.
I got the reference.
Thank you.
I didn't got it.
Star Wars.
Stop it.
All right. I'm going to stop the recording there before George starts lightsabering us all.